All right, and more news coming in. This has got to do with the crackdown on dog rights activists. Delhi cops book activists for India Gate protest armed with the Supreme Court order. Cops break up the protest. Supreme Court had ordered, remember, a big stray dog cleanup in Delhi, National Capital Region, warning dogs rights activists, animal rights activists against meddling with authorities who are expected now to round up these dogs, take them to shelters. Multiple dog right activists have now been booked for protesting against this. Anisha Mathur has got more details on that story. Anisha, this has got to do with the Supreme Court also talking about the fact in the same breath that if at all there is any interference with the work that's been done by authorities as far as taking these dogs to shelter houses is concerned, there would be action against these animal rights activists as well, isn't it?
Well, yes, that seems to be what the court had said in the oral observations yesterday. We're still waiting for the written order to be uploaded on the Supreme Court website. Now, the problem here is that the court yesterday in the open court very clearly had said that stray dogs must be picked up and taken away to shelters to be sterilized and vaccinated, and they will be kept in the shelters, and anyone who's interfering with the authorities who are picking up these dogs will also face contempt of court action. It will be taken very seriously. Now, we'll have to wait and see how this works out on the ground, really, because we've seen massive protests from the animal rights activists yesterday also, and we're hearing about a protest planned today as well. And effectively, all the lawyers as well as the activists and even the animal welfare board officials that we've spoken to, all of them have said that at the moment, this order of the court seems to be unimplementable because Delhi simply does not have the land or the shelters to put all of these stray dogs. So we'll have to wait and see how this is going to work out because we need vans and we need trained personnel. More importantly, we need the land and the shelter space to put the lakhs of dogs that are on Delhi roads. So we'll have to see how this is going to work out. We're expecting protests also. We're expecting the animal welfare activists to also move the court for a review or modification of this order. But we'll have to wait and see how it works out because effectively the written order has not even been published yet.
What I also want to ask you is that what is the legal road ahead for these activists, many of them talking about the fact that there are no shelters, is missing infrastructure, so this is not even doable at the end of the day. It's in violation of the rights of the animal at the end of the day. How are they going to take a legal route now to challenge this? Talk to us about that, Anisha.
When you look at the law as it currently stands, the Animal Welfare Board of India rules, the Animal Birth Control rules of 2023 and the Stray Dog rules of 2001 are very, very clear. You cannot remove a stray dog permanently from the place it stays because dogs by nature are territorial animals, and removing a dog and taking them somewhere else and putting them in a shelter with other dogs leads to a lot of violence and aggression. That is why the rules are very clear that dogs must be picked up by the municipal corporation, sterilized, vaccinated, and then put back where they were picked up from. The point of the law was to control the dog population to ensure that the dogs will die out from the areas by themselves because there will be no new dogs born. Now, yesterday when this was pointed out to the court in the open court hearing, the court said, forget about the rules. For now, the situation is very dire because children are getting attacked. So, effectively, the first prong that the activists will have to have as a legal argument would be that the court has passed a direction which directly contradicts the rules that are on that exist. In fact, the court has knowingly gone against the rules as they exist. And the second prong of the argument that the activists can raise is that there is no infrastructure available. Therefore, the timeline of 8 weeks that has been given by the court cannot be implemented. The activists at the moment can seek a modification of the order that has been passed by the court before that very bench. They can also seek a review of that order before that very bench, pointing out these legal as well as factual aspects. But when and if this will be done, we'll have to wait and see because as I said earlier, the actual written order is not even available yet. So we'll have to see what is there in the actual written order versus what was said in open court yesterday. Back to you.
I'm going to leave it at that for the moment. Getting in those details is my colleague Anisha Mathur.